Boys, what is going on? It is Sync Gamer here, back with another FC25 career mode rebuild, and today we are going to be taking Crystal Palace from being mid-table forever to taking them to winning the Premier League. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing it with Crystal Palace? I actually used to live in Croydon, which was very, very close to Crystal Palace's training ground and their home stadium. So I always had a bit of a soft spot for them, and I always thought they could do better, especially when they had Wilfried Zaha. Okay, so today I am going to be taking them to win the Premier League. But firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look through the squad. We're going to try and get rid of some deadwood. I'm going to see how much money I've got, and I've got a few players I already want to bring in. So I'm going to put some players up for transfer, possibly some loans. I'm going to add the players to the transfers that I want to bring in, and I will show you that in just a moment. Just before we go to the actual transfers, I did want to hire a coach, and luckily I got a 5-star coach, which I am actually just going to put straight into the attack. And I'm going to have a look, maybe see if there's some other coaches we can add as well, because I think this is going to be key for the next few years, especially trying to win this Premier League. There we go, we have all coaches assigned. So luckily we do have a 5-star coach, but I'm more than happy to take the 4-star coaches in the midfield, defence and goalkeeping. So that is huge for Crystal Palace. So let's get back to the transfers, and I'm going to show you who I have listed for sale if any transfers come through. And I'm also going to show you the players that I'm very interested in getting. So here I did get some offers for a few players that I listed. As you can see, I didn't actually list Henderson, but there is a very interesting offer come through. So I am probably going to negotiate with Roma for him. But yeah, I've got no issues with these ones. I mean, I think no, I don't. I would prefer that be a loan. If you want to come in with a loan, I've got absolutely no issue with that, but I'm not going to let you go there. Rob Holding, I don't actually want him. I would prefer him. I'd prefer just a transfer coming straight away. I'll be honest, got no issue with him going for that much money. Let's negotiate here, because Dean Henderson is a good goalkeeper, but if I can get 25-30 million, could be worth it. So let's have a look. So I did actually just try to go in straight with 28.5 million, and they said no. So I've got no issue with that. Dean Henderson is a good goalkeeper, 6'2", so he'll be good in net for the next couple of seasons. So here are the players that I am looking at. Now, Crystal Palace, I've only got a £55 million budget, and do I want to ransack Man United's youngsters? Yeah, absolutely right, I do. But whether or not I can afford all of these is probably out of the question. But the two ones I really want to go in for the most is either Garnacho and Mainu, or I want to go in for Mainu and Ahmed Diallo. But I'm probably going to go in for Garnacho and see if I can get Mainu as well. Chances are I'm not going to get him for his market value of 18, and I'm probably not going to get Garnacho for 33. But first things first, I am going to go straight in for Garnacho. So let's see if I can get him. See, now this is interesting. I went straight in with an offer of 40 million for Garnacho, and they've come back at me saying that they will take 20.7 million plus Kamada. And I feel like that could be a very good move on the basis that I should be able to afford Kobe Mainoo as well. I am going to go back at them with a counter, and let's see if they accept this, because if they would accept him with maybe 17 million, there's a chance I might be able to afford Ahmed Diallo as well. So let's just see. Okay, let's just see. Now they've come back to me with a 12% sell-on clause if I sell Garnacho. You know what? I'm going to do it, because I can't really see myself selling Garnacho unless, let's say, the career mode goes on for 5, 6, 7 seasons, and then Garnacho's worth like 200 million. Even then, it's not that much that I'll be losing. So you know what? Garnacho, that's the deal. Should be able to get Kobe Mainoo as well. So let's have a little look and see if I can get Kobe Mainoo as well. And there we go. The deal for Garnacho is now complete. Garnacho only wanted £48,500. I mean, I'm quite shocked, because I'm pretty sure in here it was saying that he was on around £60,000-70,000. But I will take that deal all day long. On a 5-year deal. Absolute steal. I will take that. Now let's just see if I can get Kobe Mainoo. There's a chance I might be able to get Diallo as well, but let's just see. Right, let's just see. So, I mean, let's just be real here, okay? I went in for straight flat 19 million for Kobe Mainoo. which would have meant I wouldn't have had a lot of money left, so I might have been able to get Diallo, and that's it. But Eric Tenbold has come back at me and said, do you know what? Keep your 19 million. Give us Adam Wharton. And I'm going to be honest. Let's just be real here. Adam Wharton has not got the same potential as Kobe Mainoo. On the game, anyway. As far as I know. So, I'd be a fool not to accept this as it's a straight swap. Absolutely. Kobe Mainoo is going to be an absolute baller for Crystal Palace. Let's get the contract signed. And let's get back looking at more transfers. So this is how the team is looking right now. And so far, I'm actually very happy. Probably going to have to put some sort of training regime on Lerma so he can play straight as a CM. I know he's 29 years old, but I think it'll still be great. There we go. Kobe Mainoo straight in there. Eze's already... Listen, he's staying at the club. Let's just have that right. Okay, Garnacho up there. Probably put a training program on him as well so he can go straight from a left mid to a left winger. And I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to my transfers. I still do have around 37, 38 million to play with. So I'm probably going to look at maybe a centre-back and some sort of right winger. Because I do want Ahmed Diallo, but I just think I can afford someone just a little bit better. So I'm going to get looking at the transfers and see what I can find. Because possibly a striker as well, someone just a little bit better than Mateta. But let's have a look and I will show you what I find. And there we go. Jeffrey Schlerp is out the door for 2.3 million. And another one out the door is Joel Ward. He's been an absolute trooper for Crystal Palace for many years now. But it's just these times come. And I'll take just under £1 million for him. Now, if we have a look here, I did add a few more players to my transfer list. And probably the unrealistic one down here is Lamine Yamal. I'm not going to be able to get him for 50 million. It's just out of the equation. Because when I click on it, I wanted to scout him and see how much he was worth. Because if he had a value of maybe like 30 million, I might have been able to make a deal work. But between 54 and 67, it's just not going to happen. At least this season anyway. So you never know. You never know, down the line. But I think out of all of these here, the two that I really want to try and go in for is Euro. And I want to try and go in for Mathis Tell. On a career mode rebuild that I'd done on FC25, I did get this guy, but I never gave him a chance to actually play because I already won the Premier League at that point. But I am going to try and go in for now. Because he is 2 ratings lower than my current striker, but I think he could be amazing. I am also going to try and get in Skelly as well, get him in, send him straight back out on loan because I do think he'll actually be a good one for the future. And he's only 17 years old. So let's try and get some deals through the door and I'll be right back. Now, we did manage to get Tell through the door. They wanted like 27 million or something, but I went back at Bayern Munich with 20 million. Then they with a 15% sell-on clause. Now, they did come back and negotiate an 11% sell-on clause with 21 million. So, I think that is absolutely incredible. Get straight into the starting 11. So, I wanted to get some coverage for the right-back and the left-back position. So, I went in for Balotore. Got him for 1.2 million. He's only 27 years of age. Got him for 3 years. Possibly extend that until he's 31, maybe 32. I just think he's going to be great coverage for the left back and right back. So yeah, he's in the club. So this is how the team again is looking. I am going to chuck on them. I'm going to chuck on the whole Garnacho being a left winger. I'm going to put Lerma down to a centre mid. As you can see, Tell straight up there fits in perfectly. He's already a 4-star, which is great. I did also have a look at the transfer budget. I've only got 19 million left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a few scouts for my youth academy. And I'm going to go and have a look at the free transfers list and see if there's anyone there that maybe I can snap up for a year or two. Anyone that's maybe a little bit older, but they've got the experience for the boys. So let me chuck on them training programs and I'll go and have a look at the free transfers list. Now, as I did say, I was going to get Skelly in. He's on a 4-year deal prospect, but I am going to send him straight out on loan because he's probably not going to get any playing time being 59 rated. So hopefully if he goes on loan for a year or two, maybe get him up to like 65, 66 rated. Then I can actually start looking to play him. Maybe some cup games. Some extra coverage at the centre-back position, possibly even the right-back position. Should I actually need that? As well as Bolo Torre. Did get him in. I think I'm paying him a little bit too much at 40 grand a week. But I still think it's going to be a good signing nonetheless on a 4-year deal. So yeah, Bassam, I do think he's going to be a good fit. And a good sub should I need it. So here we are, first game of the season in a pre-season tournament. I think it's the European Cup I put Crystal Palace into. I did loan list a few players as well, so as and when those deals come through, if they do, I will show you them. But for now, let's get through the preseason games, and hopefully we can start off with a bang. Will Hughes is off to Sevilla for 3.1 million, which is absolutely perfect. A little bit of extra money in the bank. So I had an offer come through for Eze, and apparently I can get anywhere between 29.3 and 43 million pounds. Now I don't want to sell Eze, but having a big brain here, if I can try and get, let's say, 50 million, 45, 50 million for Eze, I might be able to go in for Lamine Yamal. So I am actually going to negotiate with Aston Villa, because if I can do that, I might try and go in for him. So let's just negotiate and see what happens. Worst case, he doesn't sell. I've still got the team that I've ended up purchasing. So let's see. Yeah, they didn't go for 50 million. I wasn't going to sell him for anything less than that because he's only 26 years old. And I thought, if I can get it, I'll go in for him. But, you know, no harm, no foul. We're going to go straight into the preseason games. Right, first game of the season. Can we win it? First win to the boys, although Nathaniel Klein. Okay, interesting scorer. But yeah, first win of the season. And annoyingly, Garnacho is injured. And I don't quite know long how for. Hopefully it's not long, but yeah, this is not a good start, I'll say that. Garnacho is out for almost 2 months. Wow, he's going to be missing some of the season already. That's not good. Can we win the second game of the preseason? Let's have a look. 0-0, I guess, you know what, we'll take that, I guess. We will take that. Here we go, Franco is loaned out for 12 months to Leicester City. There we go, that is another win to Palace against Parma. That's a very big win. And Nketiah and Decore stepping up for the boys. Interesting though, Garnacho is injured still, but he's able to now move to left wing, which is always good. So when he comes back, he can go straight into left wing and he'll be in his natural position. And he's gone up to 80 rated, which is always good. So I am going to put him on a different program as well. I want to get him to a 5-star. 5-star for the time being. We're going to stick him as a winger, get up them skill moves. I was looking through the transfer list to see if I could find anyone that could slot straight into the centre mid position, only because Lerma is obviously doing really good at the moment, but if I wanted to change it from CDM to CM, it's going to take over 300 weeks. Okay, and at the moment he's 29, so he hasn't got much time left, so absolutely not. I went straight in for a centre mid. And the player that I actually managed to find, and although he's only 74 rated, I do think stick him straight into the starting lineup. And it'll actually do quite good, being that he's 4-star, 5'10", right-footed. Listen, there's potential there. Is Matheus Fernandes. I just came across him randomly. He's got some great stats. And I'm going to go straight in with an offer. So Fernandes is in the club, 11.2 million. No selling clause, no nonsense like that. 25 grand a week, which is absolutely incredible. So if I'm being honest, he's going to go straight into the starting lineup. Here we are, first Premier League game of the season against Brentford. Genuinely, this first season for me is about survival and just see if I can finish mid-table. If I can, then I've had an incredible season. I don't expect anything more. But looking at the team, I don't expect anything less. I'd be shocked if I get relegated, but you never know with an EA game. Okay, so let's just see if we can win our first game of the season. I mean, it's not a loss. We'll take it. But yeah, we'll take the draw. It's not ideal, but we will definitely take it. What I am going to do is I'm actually going to fast forward in the calendar a couple of weeks to when I get Garnacho back and then stick him back into the starting lineup. And then we can see where we are at. So the game before our cup game here, we did actually win 2-1 against Crystal Palace, which is huge because Crystal Palace are obviously a very good club. But we're going to make some changes in the team now because we have a cup game and then it's only in 2 days' time we have another Premier League game. So let's make some changes and see if we can win this game. So I have made some changes to the team. I want to see if I can try and win this first cup game. That would be huge for our season. And there we go, we won 4-1 on penalties, which is massive for the boys. Massive. There we go, we did actually get a win against Chelsea, which is incredible. I was only simming for a little bit. I just wanted to get Garnacho back so we can go back into the starting 11, which he is going to now. Then we're going to sim to our next cup game. Here we go, another cup game against Birmingham. So we have changed the team to our fitness team. Got some youngsters in there as well. So let's see how we do against Birmingham. And there we go, a 2-0 victory to the boys. I'm pretty sure Garnacho is actually... he's either injured again or he really needs rest. So I might have to... yeah, okay. He is injured again. This has not gone well with Garnacho so far. So let me just go and look at how long his injury is again. And see what adjustments I need to make. Luckily, he's out for 1 day. But I need to be careful with his fitness when he does come back. So, yeah, I need to pay close attention to that. Our next game against Manchester United is absolutely huge. So unless there's some more cup games along the way, I'm gonna try my best to sim straight through to January the 1st and see exactly where we are at. Here we are at the 1st of January, so we are gonna go and see where we are sitting in the table. Hopefully we're not doing too bad. So this is quite surprising. We're actually sitting joint 6th. Well, okay. So in effect, we're doing actually really well. So we're on 36 point joint with Aston Villa and Spurs. So one win could actually take us straight into 4th position. So we are not doing bad at all, right? I've got no money to do any business in the transfer window at all, and Garnacho's injured again. So we are just going to sim straight to the end of the season, and hopefully we can possibly get into Europa League, possibly even just Conference League. We'll even take that. So here we are at the final game of the season. This month wasn't looking too great. Liverpool is our last game. And as you can see there, 8th, which is not a bad result at all. So I am going to quickly go and look at the cup competitions and see how things were done there. So Manchester United won the FA Cup. West Ham won the Carabao Cup. UEFA Super Cup. Real Madrid had the chance of winning, but they lost. Champions League final. Wow, of course, Man City are going to end up winning that. Let's just be honest now. Roma won against Ajax in the Europa League, and in the Conference League, it is probably Chelsea who will win that. So let's just get this final game of the season done and get straight into Season 2. We'll take a draw. It's the final game of the season. It's not the end of the world. But one thing I do want to do before we go into Season 2 is look at how my players have been developing. And Garnacho is injured again. Okay, I'm getting fed up with him getting injured. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the player development. So, Tel went up from a 77 to an 80 in this season, which is absolutely amazing. And Nketiah's doing well as well. He's going up little by little. Eze now up to an 83, which is incredible. Fortunately, Scaloni went up 1, but listen, he's on the transfer list, so hopefully next season someone will snap him up for a year or two. Fernandes up to a 75. He's only gone up 1, which ain't great, but, we'll take that nonetheless. Kobe Mainoo now up to a 79, so he'll probably skyrocket into like 81, 82 next season. And, of course, Garnacho up to an 82, although he just keeps getting injured. So we'll see sort of where he is at next season. So yeah, let's just get straight into Season 2, see what our transfer budget will be, and see if we can make any deals. Now, the one thing I will say is in the first season, I didn't pay too much attention at all to the youth academy or the youth cups. But what we'll do in Season 2 is I will actually try to pay a bit more attention to that and see if I can find any gems. See how my scouting is done for my youth academy as well, to see if there is a chance of bringing in the next CR7. So, yeah, let's go and have a little look at what our transfer budget will be and go from there. One of the signings I did want to make in the first season, but I just couldn't because I didn't have the budget, was Lenny Euro. So I have managed to bring him in now. £30 million flat, which I think is actually incredible. He's 79 rated, so there is so much room for growth. Now, a deal that you might think is somewhat crazy, but I disagree, is Angel Gomez from Lille. I massively lacked support for Eze last season, so I brought him in for 30 million. Now, it might seem a little bit crazy that 30 million as what is effectively a backup is kind of crazy, but I do think this is going to work out for the better because I can probably just stick him on the wing as well. He's got that pace to actually go on the wing, which now effectively leaves me with no money whatsoever. But before we move on with the start of the season and sim through to January, I'm going to go straight to my academy, look at my youth players and see what I've got there. With Lerma now being 30 years old, I did accept an offer for 12.5 million from Fulham, which also allows me to sort of renew some contracts as well with a few players, as I've got some players with contracts ending in less than a year. So yeah, let's put us into the Champions Trophy, and we'll go renew some contracts before we move forward. Just before I was actually simming, I wanted to sim through to maybe September time. I realised I have a few players that are actually on the transfer list in terms of who I'm trying to sell. And as you can see, I did just get 19 million here. I think it was for Mateta, as well as Franca now for just under 5 million. And I've got a few quid coming in for some of these players that I don't actually need in terms of Mateta. I can get myself like a backup striker with Tur being the main striker. So I'm going to get these transfers through. get the players out, and I'm going to see sort of how much we've got after they've all gone, and see if we can make one big boy signing. Now, what we are going to do is we are just going to sim the first game of the season, because I've got a few players that I am interested in grabbing. I mean, I'm only going to be able to grab one with my budget. I think I've got around 30-40 million pounds. Compared to almost having 600,000 in the bank, I'm doing quite well. So let's get rid of the first game of the season and see if we can make a massive signing. And there we go. We did actually win 1-0. Saar, interestingly, the player that I am looking to change with someone else in the starting 11. But yeah, nonetheless, good 3 points to the boys. And wow, interestingly, I'm not sure what's happened here, but Eze has actually gone for some reason, which now means I'm not sure where the negotiation went or why, but Eze's out the door for 56 million, which means I've got an 88 million pound budget. So I'm not going to be simming any more games. I need to look for a massive centre attacking midfielder option. But yeah, I've got plenty of money to play with, but I need to have a look at a massive cam to bring in. So if you bear with me, let me go and have a little look, and I'll show you who I'm looking at. And here we have it. We have our long-term replacement for Eze, and he is a bit younger as well. João Felix, absolute baller. He is going straight into the starting 11. And one thing I'm going to try and do here is do a swap plus some cash for Francisco Trincao, I think you say his name. I'm going to offer Saar with him as well, and hopefully they will accept this. They did come back at me with their 10% sell-on clause, so chances are that will go through, which is fine. I just need to hope I've got enough budget left to negotiate a contract. I do think he'll be an absolutely incredible signing. It's not the quickest, but in general, he's got some all-round stats, which I actually really like. I will put him on a program which will get up his weak foot as well, turn him into a 5-star as well. So yeah, hopefully we can negotiate his contract. Francisco is in the club now. He's going to be going straight into the starting 11, of course. And I'm going to sim straight through to January the 1st. And hopefully we are doing just a tad bit better than we did do last season. And here we go. This is how the team is looking with some of our new signings. João Felix straight in the team. Euro straight in the team. And Francisco, I'm pretty sure his name is. He is straight in the team as well. So let's go straight through to January the 1st. Look at how the team's progressing as well. And yeah, hopefully we are doing quite well. Here we are at January the 1st, so let's have a little look at exactly where we are. And we're sitting 8th again, which isn't incredible, but let's have a little look at the squad and how they are progressing. So as you can see, he is straight up to an 83, and Ketia, again, he's doing really well. He's a 79. Francisco is now an 83, which is incredible. Got him at an 81. Sorry, an 81, I believe. Yeah, it was an 81. Garnacho, 84 rated, which is amazing. Felix, again, he's an 84, which is amazing. Gomez, 82 for a backup is absolutely incredible. Fernandez is now a 77. Skelly, 62. He's getting there. Slowly, he's getting there. Menu, now an 80 rated. I am going to stick a development plan on him, actually. Because I do want to... There we go. I'm going to have him as a box-to-box. I think as an all-rounder, he'll be absolutely perfect. But yeah, he's progressing well. A little bit slower than I'd hoped, but he's doing quite well. He's doing quite well. Munez, however you say the name, is 81 rated. Euro, 81, which is amazing. Grace, 79, which is amazing. Gay, 84, which is amazing. Rob Holding, no one cares. Balotore, 71, which is amazing, considering he's just a backup. Henderson, 81, which is amazing. So the team in general is actually doing really, really well. Them contracts expiring, I do know about those. I have no issues with those. So let's have a little look at our scout reports as well. So there was nothing too crazy on the scout reports. We are just going to sim through straight to the end of the season. Maybe. Can we possibly get some sort of European qualification this season? Let's just have a little look. We'll go to the final game of the season. If we do, that would be incredible, because we do need to start progressing. But it is only the second season of this Crystal Palace career mode rebuild. So let's just sim through and see where we are. And here we are at the end of the season, and I'm not quite sure what's happened throughout the since January the 1st. But my job is in critical condition. Luckily, I can't get fired. And interestingly, we are 8th again at the end of the season. So this is definitely interesting. But yeah, let's just get the final game of the season done, and we can have a look at the players. And as I can see, Garnacho, 85 rated, which is amazing. And I think into season 3, I should probably consider upgrading my left back and possibly get another centre mid to have Fernandes as a backup, because Fernandes is progressing, but I need to start going for some cup competitions. And we got smashed 3-1, but final game of the season, I really am not bothered too much. So let's have a little look at the squad before we end season 2. Tell again, 84 rated, he's doing well. Nketiah's still 79. Nacho is doesn't mean he's 85 or 86. Wow, he's doing incredibly well. Felix is 85 now. Incredible. Gomez 82. Skelly's still 80, still 62. Copenhagen 81, he's doing okay. Euro 81, not doing too bad at all. LaCroix 80 still. Barlow Torres still 71. He's sort of plodding along really well. Henderson as well. So maybe a left back and a goalkeeper into season 3 will be my next port of call. But what I am going to do is, because this is going to be a massive rebuild, I am actually going to leave this episode here. I did originally plan to sort of do it all in one, but otherwise the video would be an hour long, and I don't think you want me to bore you with that. So I'm going to leave this here as a part 1 of my rebuild for Crystal Palace. But if you do want to see part 2, then just drop a massive thumbs up. If you want to see any more future career mode rebuilds, any specific teams or challenges, then do just drop it in the box below. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm really looking forward to doing the next episode for you. And yeah, like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Take it easy.